Good afternoon. Friends, I would like to say I'm not very different from you. Maybe a couple of years elder, but nothing more than that. So today what I'm going to do is how you can give it a shot about thinking outside the box. Because at Treamis and after graduating from Treamis, I learned one thing, that is the importance of thinking outside the box. Because thinking within the box is something that everyone is doing. If you want to stand out, what you have to do is you have to think outside the box. So let me start in general with what is the actual importance of a model United Nations. So first is when you are actually researching about countries, what you end up doing is gathering a lot of knowledge. So research will actually lead to knowledge, which is something that is going to come very handy when you're actually applying it in debates or in speeches or wherever. Next, speaking in front of at least 15 people, knowing what you have to speak and phrasing it in an eloquent manner is not an easy task. When you are able to actually put all these components together, your confidence is going to increase, and I can assure you that. Next, you can't just go to a model UN and speak the way you speak with your friends or in a normal debate. I'm very sure that your executive board must have emphasized quite a bit about the rules of procedure. So actually learn more than knowing what to say. It is important to know what not to say. And diplomacy and negotiations, one of the key skills that you learn at a MUN, is going to aid you not only in your student life, but even in your careers ahead. Networking is another thing that you can always expect at model UNs. Last but not the least, college applications. Let's face it, all of us want to get into a good college, want to have a good job, want to have a good career. And for that, you need a sparkling resume. If you have done MUN regularly over a period of 3 or 4 years, your recruiters are going to see that as an asset. Because a model UN is not just a standalone credential or a certification like many others. But here, they actually, when they see that a student has done Model UN and when they see that there are multiple awards or they have participated in multiple Model UNs, the recruiters know that all these skills that I mentioned, that is knowledge, confidence, diplomacy, and networking, is something that is already there with the student. Now, just a small experience from my time at Treamis MUN. I was in the executive board 2 times in grades 11 and 12, and I was chairing or co-chairing my favorite committee, that is the All India Political Party meet. Now over here, what was surprising to me is, even though everyone, almost the entire committee was filled with people who were doing the Model UN for the first time, even then, everyone gave it their best. And at the end, you will not believe, but in grade 11, we were debating about Ram Mandir or Ayodhya. And the proposal that was proposed by the committee was at least 60% same to what actually happened in Ayodhya. So personally, I was very happy because the delegates who we had chaired were able to think in the same way, that the way that today's legislators are thinking. So this is something that I really wanted to share. Never think that any proposal is too out of the box. Obviously, until you want to try to probably launch a nuclear attack on the world, until just doing something on those lines, I can assure you that many of the things that you plan is something that can actually go on in the real world. Visualize this. You feel free to use a notebook and a pencil. You have 9 dots, 3 across a row and 3 across a column. I want you to join it with 4 straight lines without lifting your pencil. So I'm starting the timer right now. Let's see if anyone can get it. And we are done. Yes, the lines can overlap. So the way you need to actually play around with this is you have to think outside the box. And what if there is no box at all? What if it is like this? So the previous times when I have played the activity, I usually imagine that there is a box around it and I try to fit all those 4 lines inside the box. And that is where I go wrong. because I don't think there is a way to fit all these 4 lines inside a box, correct? So here is where you have to think outside the box. Thank you so much for your attention. And I would also like to take this opportunity to thank the entire Treamis team and all the faculty present here for actually giving me this chance to return back to the place from where I graduated as a guest speaker. And I'm sure that going forward, many of you will actually be in the place where I am today and even go beyond. And I genuinely hope that one day when all of us are scrolling the Treamis Instagram pages, we can actually find a student who went from Treamis Model UN at Bengaluru to the actually United Nations, probably in New York or across the world. That is when we can actually say, or we can actually shout out our motto, that is Treamis, we are champions. Thank you so much.